Good lord, I wish I could say this video is off the top, but this is like the third time my fucking storage has gotten full. It's deleted like hella shit. Anyways, if you're new here, this is my channel where I just start saying shit. Just start speaking. Bro. No cuts, no edits, no nothing, just speaking. Anyways, 4 weeks ago, a month ago, I made a video about the absence of desire and how, like, I don't really want anything. There are a couple things that would like be nice, but like money's never been a strong motivator for me. Like getting women has never been like a super strong motivator for me. Partially because like no idolatry and like I don't fucking know. I'm not gay, but fucking anyways, I've been sitting on. I searched this up earlier when I was recording the first time. See this guy here? Nothing matters. And this guy right here? Nothing matters. Happy. I'm sitting in the middle, right? Where I'm kind of at this point where like, can this please not fall? It's like all fucking. Okay, there we go. I'm kind of at this point where like, I don't have any draw from a future goal, right? I don't have any pulling force because you have like in your life, there's a lot of pushing force. If you're, fuck, let me rephrase this. Discipline is a pushing force, and that's what I've been rolling off of for the past year or so almost. Which is just like being disciplined, just showing up to work for the sake of showing up to work, right? Just for the sake of like being there and, you know, doing something productive. And I've been going to the gym for, I don't know, fucking 7 years now or something, 6 years on and off, but been very consistent as of late. I don't know, at least for the past 6 months, probably more. But you know, just showing up for the sake of showing up, right? And like I don't have any huge goals to like be like absolutely massive or anything. You know, I have had gains since going to the gym. Before starting that, when I like moved up here, I weighed like 135. I've gained roughly 20 pounds in muscle, which is like, I know I'm not big, but you know, like go back, watch some other videos. No one's a skinny fucker. Anyways, what am I talking about here? Yeah. But like that was just out of the sake of like going to the gym for going to the gym, right? Just discipline, right? And showing up to do work for the sake of showing up to do work, not necessarily chasing a long-term goal. But this is something that Tony Robbins talks about. You need a pulling force. And I find this to be very true because back when I was like 16 or so and like fucking mega depressed and all that shit, I had a pulling force, which is like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I would like to get happy and be normal and, you know, not fucking cry myself to sleep every night like a little bitch, right? So that was my pulling force, and we worked towards that. And, you know, when I didn't want to go to the fucking gym and didn't want to journal, and didn't want to write, and fucking didn't want to pray, and didn't want to meditate and all that shit, I had a pulling force that was like, this is all for the sake of getting ahead in the future, right? And that got me through that, and now I'm okay with myself, and fucking, you know, here we are, right? Which is great. However, I'm just, I like, I've kind of run out of discipline. Not necessarily like, I can keep doing shit, but like, unfortunately, I think that I'm smart enough to know that like working towards something, if you don't ever apply it and don't ever use it, it's kind of fucking a waste of your time, right? And so like, if you study the shit out of chess, right, and you really fucking lock in on chess, but you never play chess and you never want to play chess, but you've been studying the shit out of it, why do you have that knowledge? You know, like, I mean, sure, like if you watch it or some shit, but like if you don't enjoy it and you don't want to be part of it, but like you know a ton about it, why did you spend fucking 10 years studying chess strategy if you're never gonna fucking play, you know? And that's where I'm kind of at, where it's like, I think like I've just been operating off of vibes and like it feels like the right thing to do to go to the gym. And it feels like the right thing to do to try and go to bed early. Not that I always do, but you know, try and go to bed early. It feels like the right thing to do to show up to work and, you know, stay there for fucking hours and hours and hours. And like I have just been fucking hammering away at this giant stone with no clue what the sculpture underneath is going to look like. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I don't really know where to go from here. Um, I really wish money was a strong motivator. It's not. Maybe it's out of fear of it turning me evil or something. I don't know. It's just I don't know, like getting money has never been like at the front of my mind. Um and like I never watch my bank account, which I should. But like I don't know. Like I don't necessarily know. It's fucking. Hopefully this is still rolling. I got a low power thing. I don't necessarily know what the right path is to be chasing, but I feel like I know what the wrong is. And I've been sitting on my ass for like a month now, just fucking watching YouTube, as you can see back there. And like I just don't know which way I want to operate. I think part of it is the fear of becoming greedy and vain, because I feel as though I'm a very capable person, and like personally, I feel like nothing's impossible. And like if I wanted to go to the NBA, I could get into the NBA, and I know that for a fact. Like that's not that's not something that I think is like a might. I think I like personally, I feel like that's a guarantee that I can forge a path to get me to the fucking NBA at some point. Um, yeah, where am I going with this? Yeah, fear of if I acquire a lot of money and a lot of power, that I will become vain and become a bad person. Um, I think that's part of it as to why I haven't been pushing so hard. Um, I think another thing that I've kind of dispelled recently, but like has been in my mind for quite a while, is not wanting to be a slave. But I've realized that everybody is a slave to something. Um, I didn't want to be a slave to my business, in the fact that like if I start this business and it requires a lot from me constantly, right, and I'm never able to leave it because I have so much fear that things are going to go wrong if I'm not there and I'm not able to oversee things. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm talking about though. Like businesses are very, it's like a child. It requires a lot, right? And I know that. And so I think that part of it is like fear of committing to taking care of a business. And I don't want to become a slave to that. But something that I've learned recently is everybody is a slave to something. If you're poor, you're a slave to whatever the word is for not having options, um, inaccessibility, maybe. Yeah. If you're poor, you are a slave to inaccessibility, and you have no choice but to abide by the rules of not traveling, not spending a bunch of money on shit, not buying the things that you want to buy. You're a slave to being poor. And I think ultimately people are always going to be bound to something, and there's no escaping that. I think that you're going to be stuck one way or another, fucking either to being poor or being rich, or no, let me rephrase that. You're going to be stuck to fucking something. Um, whether that's your business, whether that's your child, whether that's any other sort of responsibilities, you're always going to be stuck. So I've kind of dispelled that one recently, and I'm thinking that like I kind of have to be a slave to stuff. And maybe that's not so bad, because when you have a child, you are a slave to your child. If you're a good parent, meaning that like you are bound to take care of your kid until they're fucking 18. For 18 years, you're a slave to your child if you're a good person. Um, so, if that's something that God programmed in from the start, then maybe it's not so bad to be committed to things. Funny enough, let's try not fucking make this really bad. Can I show this without like, I have a tattoo that says fucking commitment right on my leg, which is like a super corny tattoo, but But it does mean a lot, and it is very important to me, because I got this, and then I decided to like not fucking be depressed anymore, and then got myself out of that. So epic, very good tattoo. Anyways, I'm fucking rambling on, just talking about shit, but like I just don't know really where to go from here. I don't really have anything huge that I want to chase. There are a bunch of things that like again would be nice, would be cool to do, but like I don't have any strong inclination. I don't have any strong inclination to be some like rich, powerful fucking boss, whatever, like fucking alpha male ass motherfucker. Like I don't want to be that. Like I don't have any strong draw to do that. But sitting here being a bum and doing nothing also feels wrong. It doesn't feel like the right thing to do. So I don't really know where to go from here. Um, just kind of stuck. So maybe I just keep, because I mean I'm not gonna stop doing my business. I'm not gonna stop trying to grow. I'm not gonna stop doing anything because that's when you lose. You know, they say that fucking winners are just losers who kept trying, right? And that's what I intend to do is keep trying on shit. Um, but just like to what end? To what purpose? What do I work towards? What do I drive for? And like again, bunch of like things that would be cool to do. It's just I don't know. I'm at that inclination where like nothing that I do matters. So like why am I pushing so hard? What do I want to achieve? What do I like maybe not even want to achieve? What do I need to achieve? You know, and like this is going to sound like a very fucking asshole thing to say, but like do I care about making an effect on other people? Like what's it called? Like making an impact, whatever. And the answer to that currently is kind of yes and no. I mean, it would be awesome and it feels like the right thing to do to help people and to, you know, give them guidance and strength and fucking, you know, fight for those who aren't able to fight for themselves in whatever format that may be. Two things kind of sit with me in that, which is number one, if I ever, like, if I didn't exist, if I was never born, would there be any change? And I'm thinking like kind of no, right? So like what me doing anything, does that affect the world? I don't know. Probably not. So that's number one. And number two, I'm still kind of wrestling with this one, but like for me personally, I think not having any help and like struggling through things on my own has made me a much stronger person that I would have been if I had a bunch of help. And I mean, there are a bunch of people that I've had. I don't even want to say help me, but fucking like I don't know, just by effect, by like my friends, for example, are great friends, right? They're fucking absolutely wonderful humans, um, and I've been very blessed to have the friends that I have, right? And I guess they've helped me to a degree, but not in anything that's like up here. Anyways, what I'm getting at is like, do I want to help people or am I impeding on their own growth if I give things to them? Because like for me personally, everything that I appreciate has been propagated through my own self development and trials and hardships, and like everything that I once hated about myself has grown into something that I really like about myself because of my own efforts and because of my own struggles, right? Like when I was fucking mega depressed or whatever, like I didn't have anybody that said, "Oh, this is the way, you know, let's get out of this together." And that has made me appreciate myself and like who I am way more because it was me that got me out of it. Does that kind of make sense? Anyways, so yeah, like fucking money's not a motivator. Helping people again, I feels like the right thing to do would be awesome, but I also don't want to like set anybody back in any way. And it kind of sounds stupid now that I'm saying it out loud, but I don't know. I don't know where I stand. I don't know where to go from here. Um, Yeah. I did want to share one thing though that I think like one of the problems that I've recently fixed within my business, not fixed, but like addressed, is I've been struggling for several months now trying to pick what niche and what offer and what service my business provides, because I have this huge amount of capability for like this AI tech, which I fucking hate AI. Like, I think it's very necessary. I think it's like the internet, but I also hate the internet because, you know, it's driving people apart and it's all fucking controlled by the algorithm and whatever else. Sorry, it's like fucking 2 a.m. I'm like really shut out. I haven't stayed up this late in a while. Um, what am I saying? Anyways, yeah, I think AI is the same. I don't like it, but I've been struggling with my fucking offer. Been struggling with like, I have this huge amount of capability, but how do we package that and have an offer for a client? But of all things, that got addressed by, if you've ever seen Donut Media, James Pumphrey, in of all things, a fashion video, which is super funny. He was talking about finding your own style and your own fashion. It's like, how do you put a descriptor on that? How do you put a title on your personal style? And he basically said that, like his channel, we've put out a bunch of shit and we don't have an exact definition for what this channel is yet because it's too early. And if you put a title on things from the start, it limits what that thing could have been. And I thought that was super profound. I thought that was really cool. So I guess that's kind of what I'm gonna do moving forward with my business, is like just put out a bunch of shit and we'll see, and let the definition present itself. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I've just been yapping on for fucking damn near 20 minutes now, but I just need to sort my shit out. I mean, again, it doesn't feel right just sitting here, but like I don't know what I'm working towards. So I don't know. Either I can try and force a definition out of what I'm shooting for, or just keep putting things out and seeing where I get to. So yeah, that's all. Have a good night.